Yo, 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 what's happening? Nico here. I shared with you guys that my word for 2023 is intentional. I want to give examples on intentional living. Again, my history comes from a lived experience of intentionally getting messed up. I was intentional about how I would drink. I was intentional about how I would use drugs. I was intentional about the drugs that I did use as well as the stuff that I did drink. If I could be that intentional about what was going into my body, then I figure I can be just as intentional about what comes out of my body. Meaning like what I produce in this world, what I create. I want to provide an example of why intentional living is helpful. See this arm right here? Tatted up, right? Sleeve is what they call it. I recently saw a meme the other day, and it was a cat. The cat was sitting there and had stripes on this arm, no stripes on this arm. And the meme said, I'm saving up for my other sleeve. I started laughing because I grew up around tattoo parlors. I grew up in tattoo parlors. The dude who I would listen to the most growing up had the most influence on me. He was a tattoo artist. For me, tattoos are more meaningful than ink. It's a story that you're telling people. You're telling people how to treat yourself, how to treat you with the tattoos. For me, I got tattoos because I wanted to make sure that I would remember certain parts of my life that otherwise I was not going to remember because of my intoxication. So up here I got a skull, a sugar skull, right? I got this luchador. I got the little cholo. And then I got the chica. That's just the top of my arm. Over here I got another rose. This one was done in Kat Von D's shop out in California. I point those out to you because my first tattoo was a rose. It's right here. It's above that sugar skull. The reason I got roses is my dad had a bunch of roses in the backyard. Apparently his mom really loved to garden and take care of roses. So they had some meaning. It was a way for me and my dad to connect. But this sleeve, it usually gets me compliments. Most individuals who understand tattoos or even just people who like art, they always say, hey man, that's a nice sleeve. I get that compliment pretty frequently. And I'm grateful for that compliment. But I didn't save up to get a sleeve, like the meme said. I put tattoos on as I went. I was intentional about only putting them in one area. I was intentional about knowing what I was putting on my body, placement. I was intentional about filling my arm up with big pieces so that I could just use the fill in later. All right, let's just fill in some places here. I didn't lay down and get this whole arm done at once. To me, that's what weirdos did. Apologize if you're somebody who did that. But for me, in my history, tattoos weren't meant to just get sleeved on like that. They're a story that gets patched together. Moments in time that you're going to remember. Symbols of what you're going through. Expression of feelings that you can't put into words, so they come out in art. It's a way to feel some pain on the outside that you feel on the inside. That's what tattoos meant to me. get me wrong, I've seen some cats lay down and get a whole back piece done at once. I've seen some cats get multiple parts of their body tattooed at once. For me, a sleeve, the reason why I believe I get so many compliments on it is because I was intentional about how I put the art, where I placed it, when I got it. The first tattoo on this arm I got when I was 16, 17 years old. I was 17. I didn't finish my full arm until I was about like 27 years old. Can you be intentional for a few years? Can you be intentional for a few hours? I was intentional for a whole decade to get my arm done. We're intentional about the things that we want. We're intentional about the things that we desire to have. I know I look bad with tattoos. Bald head, tatted up. I know I look good. I was intentional about how I present myself. I'm intentional about some of the other tattoos that I have. People just notice the sleeve. I got way more tattoos covered up than I do exposed. And that's intentional as well. What can you be intentional about today? What can you be intentional about this month that will get you to where you want to be? I want to be a blasted dude. My goal is when I die to be completely covered from neck to toe. That's what I envision. And I admire. And I want to get it done. But I also know I got to be intentional. If I go blast my whole body when I came up with this idea, when I was 14, 15 years old, probably wouldn't have the same meanings as they do now. I leave open space on my body for certain things that I know are going to come, that I intend to get tattooed. Can you be intentional about how you move? That is my question to you. Can you be intentional about knowing that you're not required to be perfect? Can you be intentional about just doing better today than you did yesterday? Do better today. Can you be intentional about that? And can you repeat it for a long duration of time? Look, I know that you guys are amazing human beings. Please, I offer you the opportunity to share this podcast with somebody. If something hit home, shoot me a message. My email is nico@nohalo.com. I'd love to communicate with you. Let's make 23 a year that we're free to be.